Before you talk to a client, understand the subject matter. And the subject matter is not long-term care insurance. It's long-term care and what impact needing care over a period of years will have on the client's family and the retirement portfolio that was never allocated to pay for care. The biggest issue I find with FAs is that if they don't understand the subject, they're not likely to bring it up proactively. They will respond when someone asks them about it, and it's almost always about product. So FAs or financial advisors need to understand that not having a plan for long-term care, extended care, will disrupt every plan they put together to secure financial viability in retirement. The majority of people will sit down with a client or financial advisors and lawyers and CPAs and say, well, I need to talk to you about what's going to happen to your assets if you ever need care, if you need long-term care. Well, that's a complete turnoff because the person you're talking to doesn't believe they'll need long-term care. So if you start talking about assets, if you start talking about product, it's not going to go very far. Most importantly is that you talk about the subject matter and what the consequences needing care over a period of years would do to people that the client invited into his or her life. Look, people will find premiums expensive if they don't see a need for the product. It's funny, if you've just had an experience taking care of someone for 5 years, the premium's not an issue. It's only an issue in the absence of value. What's important to you? And if you're talking to someone who's 24, 25 years old, who's not married, he says, well, what's important? You know, the Chicago White Sox, the Cubs. Okay, but what responsibilities do you believe you might be assuming in the next 5 to 10 years? Now, he might say to you, well, I'm thinking about getting married and maybe having a child. Okay, so if that's important to you, I need to have a discussion about what would happen to those individuals if an unexpected death occurred, an unexpected disability, and with regard to the subject of long-term care, extended care, what happens if you needed care in the future? What would happen to those people you still have responsibility for? So it's a terrific, terrific question. With regard to a 55-year-old, reverse it. What responsibilities do you now have you didn't think you'd have 10 or 15 years ago? Once he or she shares what those are, and I had mentioned that my former spouse is very, very important to me, I bought a policy not to protect her, but to protect my children. But it all starts with this wonderful question. Tell me, what's important to you at this stage of your life?